Hello everyone. Today, we're diving into an incredible ancient story. Imagine waking up to a world you no longer recognize. Not because of a dream or a long journey, but because centuries have passed while you slept. The legend of the seven sleepers. This isn't a movie plot. This is the legend of the seven sleepers, one of the most famous and widespread stories in both Christian and Islamic tradition. It originates from early Christian tradition in the 5th and 6th centuries, where it is called the seven sleepers of Ephesus in Christian texts, and in the Islamic tradition, in the Quran, Surah al-Kahf. It is known as Ashab al-Kahf, or the companions of the cave. According to historical sources, it all begins around the year 250 AD, during the reign of Emperor Decius, known for brutal persecutions of the first Christians. In that period, a group of young believers from the city of Ephesus tried to escape the persecution. They weren't warriors, and they had no weapons. They were young people who simply wanted to preserve their faith. Fleeing from the city, they found refuge in a cave above Ephesus. There they prayed, exhausted from fear and uncertainty. In Christian tradition, it is usually said that there were 7 of them. In the Islamic tradition, their exact number is not stated. It is emphasized that only God knows how many they were. In that version, a dog is also mentioned, lying at the entrance of the cave, guarding them. As they withdrew into the cave, they believed they would find at least temporary safety there. But according to the legend, something far more miraculous happened. They fell asleep, deeply, inexplicably, beyond the limits of human understanding. The Romans allegedly sealed the entrance to the cave, thinking they had ended their escape. But the young men did not die of hunger. Instead, their sleep lasted for decades. Some sources say 150 years, others more than 300. What is certain is that they fell asleep in one empire and woke up in a completely different world. Centuries passed. Rome embraced Christianity, and by the time the legend awakens, the empire was ruled by Theodosius II. It was a time when faith was no longer hidden but celebrated, and crosses were already a common sight on the streets. When the cave was, according to tradition, eventually opened again, the young men awoke as if they had slept only one night. Hungry and confused, they decided to send one of them into the city to buy food. They gave him coins from their time, convinced he would buy bread as usual. But that's when the real shock began. When the young man reached Ephesus, the city was nothing like the one he left behind. Christian symbols adorned buildings. People spoke openly of Christ, and no one hid their faith anymore. When he tried to pay for bread with his old Roman coins, the seller was puzzled. The money was more than a century old. It was like a relic from the past. The young man thought someone was trying to trick him, while the people around him believed he had discovered hidden treasure. As the news spread through the city, it eventually reached the authorities, and even Emperor Theodosius II himself. According to the legend, the emperor came to the cave to witness the miracle. The young men told him who they were and why they had fled, not realizing at first that the world they were now in had completely changed. Their story became a symbol of resurrection and hope for Christians, proof that God could preserve life beyond all natural laws. In the Islamic tradition, the story takes on an additional dimension. It emphasizes that the lesson matters more than the details, and that God alone knows the truth about their number and their fate. When they understood the magnitude of what had happened, the legend says they withdrew again into the cave. There they peacefully passed away, or fell asleep once more, never to awaken again. In Ephesus, a cave was later marked as the traditional site of this story, but there is no historical evidence proving that the event actually occurred. What we have are records, traditions, and beliefs passed down through centuries and across religious worlds. Still, their influence is undeniable. The seven sleepers became a symbol of hope, miracle, and faith in a new dawn after the longest night. Whether the story is historically grounded or not, one thing is certain: the legend has inspired millions over the centuries, reminding them that change, healing, and a new time can come when least expected. And so, from a cave above ancient Ephesus, the story of the young men who slept for centuries lived on, as a bridge between religions and one of the most fascinating tales of faith and time. Thanks for watching. If this incredible story amazed you, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another journey into the mysteries of history and legend.